Well, hello, Glue Troopers. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning, and I hope you're enjoying your coffee. So, a few things to talk about this morning. First thing was, I was looking at a color pattern for the V2. I want to do the White Sands missile test range colors. I found this one that actually had all four sides represented in nice straightforward pattern. I found some pictures of the actual rocket that was painted that color, and that's the way I'm going to paint it. I thought about converting it into a bumper, which was Project Bumper, was where they put a Whack Corporal sounding rocket in the nose of V2 and launched it. And it was the first two-stage rocket. I think that was actually flown out here at the Cape in Florida. But it was record-setting at the time and the first multi-stage rocket. But I think I'm going to go straight forward with the Cold War build with this as a White Sands test range rocket. And when we all did the B-25 build, we kind of forgot one of the most famous B-25s of all time, and that was the hero airplane from one of the greatest sci-fi epics ever, The Claw. And of course, as you may notice by this interior shot, that clearly these are the smallest military and Air Force personnel in the world, or that is the universe's largest B-25, because having been in a B-25, I can tell you, no one's standing up like that inside one. And if you look at the close-up, you can see that this B-25 was not only super large, but it was so special it didn't even need propellers. So, oh well. I just saw that. Actually, I had never sat through that entire movie, and last night I found it on YouTube, and with a little scrolling through a few of the parts, I was like, okay. And by the way, if you've seen that movie, they reused that same model airplane for pretty much every airplane in the movie except the jets, which kept morphing between F-89s, F-106s, F-86s, And of course, it's another one of those great stock footage movies. But anyway, I'd never seen it, and I think, you know what? You just can't run a channel like this without having seen all the good schlocky 1950s sci-fi flicks. Now, speaking of the 50s and sort of sci-fi, I had asked during the live stream, I was pretty sure someone had made a model of the Futura. And sure enough, Glue Troopers always being attentive, Scratchy sent me these pictures. This is the monogram kit of the original Futura. And this particular one, he said, was repopped about 10 years ago. I was almost positive someone had made a kit model of it other than the Batmobile. And we'd also talked about the Man from U.N.C.L.E., and yes, they did have their own car. And while I was doing a little research on that, I even found an interview with David McCallum where he talked about it. And neither he nor Robert Vaughn liked it. It was physically uncomfortable. It was hard to get in and out of. They really wanted to get rid of it, but because of the toy tie-ins, they were required to use it. And he actually talks about it. If I can find the link to that interview, I'll put it below. But basically, they kind of went into a silent protest by, oh, look, the door opened up accidentally again. Anything they could do to sort of encourage the director not to use the car, so it wasn't on set that long. It was very, very unpopular. But there was also the Piranha Racing version, as you see in the pictures here. And if you looked at this photograph, the lower panel of the trailer behind the car, you might be able to make out the reflection of a small boat propeller attached to the center of the Piranha. Scratchy says that when the races were on TV this year, this car won its class, and the propeller just spun in the wind. I guess it was just supposed to look cool. Well, anyway, I was correct. There was a Man from U.N.C.L.E. car, and they did make a model of it, just like they made the model of the Futura. Somebody out there somewhere also who makes boxes of kits that should have been made, actually made, if I can find it, I'll put a picture up here, actually made a box art of a kit model of the creature from The Claw. That's just... It's just not going to get old anytime soon. Guys, take care of yourselves, and as always, model on.